Hello world, I'm Gavin Seim. Let's talk about gun rights. See, our right to keep and bear arms is fundamental. Our right to protect our families, ourselves, and our neighbors against lawlessness. Affirmed by this Constitution, but not granted by it. Shall not be infringed means exactly what it says. Our gun rights are not granted by the Constitution. They are the command we laid on government, binding them with our word and their oath that they shall not touch this liberty. In Washington, there's two bills on the ballot this year, Initiative 594 and Initiative 591. And you should vote no on both of them. Here is why. Initiative 594 is the most corrupt, tyrannical, lawless, and draconian gun restriction, if it passes, that we will have ever seen. It makes it a crime to so much as hand a gun to my friend and loan it to him to go hunting. It makes not only mandatory background checks, but rules upon rules upon rules in a long, complicated, confusing bill that can be twisted in any way that lawyers and despots desire. Now, Initiative 591 claims to protect our gun rights, but it's a bit of a Trojan horse. Because while in the text there is things about protecting our gun rights, it also gives the nod to national gun laws. National gun laws are no more constitutional than state or local gun restrictions. The government has no right whatsoever to restrict or control our gun rights. No permits, no background checks, nothing. As my friend Anthony Bosworth likes to say, the only legal gun law is the Second Amendment. But what if 594 passes? And this is not being talked about enough, because we collectively look at it as if a law passes and we must comply and let the courts work it out. I ask you, if you are walking down the road and you see a child about to be raped, do you stand aside and let it happen? Do you say, I cannot decide if that is lawless and wrong and a violation of their rights? I'll let the courts decide. Or do you intervene? Then I ask you, if government tyrants are raping our liberty, our birthright, mine and yours and our children's, do we stand by and wait for courts to decide? No. We peacefully stand up and we say no while we can still do so peacefully. We refuse lawless legislation. This goes back to when the Constitution was being debated. And Alexander Hamilton said, all legislation that violates the Constitution is void. It is not law, it is lawless the moment it is enacted. People of liberty and peace and faith and justice and law are duty-bound to defy and to refuse lawless legislation. I, for one, will not obey Initiative 594. I will not comply. And I call on the people, the representatives, and our sheriffs to affirm that. Because if they enforce lawless legislation that violates our rights, they violate their oath, the law, and our liberty. Our birthright is not to be touched. My name is Gavin Seim, and I will not comply. My name is Gavin Seim, and I will not bow down and lick the boots of tyrants. My name is Gavin Seim, and I will start out on my knees, but I will stand on my feet against tyranny, and I will not back down. If you will sit silent, if you will sit silent and let all the blood that was spilled to give us liberty go to waste, if you will sit silent and let liberty perish with a whimper and a groan and will not even stand so much, no, nor lift a finger, then you are culpable in that loss. I, for one, will not comply. For if liberty is lost, my children will never say to me, you didn't even try.